Pranamami Bhakta Shaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Surato Pango Maumanda Matirgati Matsarvasvapadam Bojo Radha Madan Mohano Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Panghum Langaiti Girim Yat Prapatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Hare Krishna dear devotees. Welcome to today morning's daily divine discussion, Srimad Bhagavatam. And I request if some of you could turn on your videos, that will be very nice. It will be an act of mercy upon me, who will feel thoroughly encouraged in order to render more seva. All right. So, dear devotees, we have been discussing about the theme. Yes, this particular theme of how the worship of Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu is the topmost. That has been the theme going on. So this theme is going to get extended further, because what is the topmost, highest benefit? What exactly is the highest benefit for humanity, for the welfare of everyone? And that is Krishna consciousness. So this is actually the sum and substance of every theme in Bhagavatam. But this particular section is hammering it again and again. And we really need to awaken this particular consciousness in order to become serious devotees. Yeah. So let's go ahead with this theme. So we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, entitled Divinity and Devotional Service, Shloka number 27. Here it goes. Rajastama prakritayah samashila bhajanti vai pitrabhuta pradeshani priyaishwarya prajepsvavaha. Hari Hari. Rajastama prakritayah, who are having the prakriti, the mentality or the nature, those who are by nature, and that nature is usually reflected in one's mentality and eventually in one's habits, in one's words. Everywhere you get to know one's mentality. Speech. Did you talk to someone and get to know their mentality? Yeah, you talk to somebody, you get to know their mentality. You see somebody behaving in a particular manner, you get their mentality. You, by understanding thought process of a person, you know their mentality. So there are different ways in which, so that is overall categorized as prakritaya. Yes. Rajastama prakritaya. People in the mode of passion or ignorance. Passion and ignorance. This is this kind of mentality. Tamashila bhajanti vai. So they worship those ghastly forms. Whatever is of their quality, they worship that kind of worship. Of course, for a better, there's better usage. Bhajanti is used, but technically bhajan can be used only for the Supreme Lord. Yeah, so they worship. So everybody worships a particular object. There's an object of worship as per their mentality, as per their consciousness. And what does Bhagavad Gita say? The Bhagavad Gita usually says that those who are in the mode of passion, they worship pitras or humans. There is a place in India where there are temples created for even the movie celebrities. Yeah, there are movie celebrity temples which are there. We all may not know, but it is there. So worship of human beings is also very prominent. Once what happened, Srila Prabhupada had gone to one of the places, one of the homes of one particular disciple. So he saw that this disciple had made a very nice altar. He had Radha Krishna, he had Gaur Nitai. He had 6 Goswamis, he had Narsim Bhagwan, and he had the Guru Parampara going 6 Goswamis. There is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, and near Prabhupada there was a photo of a very beautiful girl. And Prabhupada said, till here everything is all right. But what is this girl doing on the altar? Uh, and he said, she's my ex. She's my ex. She was my girlfriend before. And I was in a relationship with her. And I got so very frustrated. She gave me the best realizations of the world that I came and joined ISKCON. So thanks to her. Without her, I wouldn't have come and joined the ISKCON society. Right. So she gave me that impetus to go and join ISKCON. That is why I'm having that photo. Because Prabhupada said the mood is good. Your consciousness is nice, but you're supposed to follow the proper procedures. You can't have like this some random person who's not an acharya on the altar. It's not proper etiquette, right? It's not proper sadachar. But yeah, people do that. Such kind of worship is done by people. Some people worship some guy with a random dadi. Some fellow, he may apply some kind of things here, and he may have some jata. He may have smiling with hands like this, and people consider he's God. People put a big photo of that person in their home, and they do all kinds of worship there. He occupies the center of their life. Yes, and he says, "I'm God, you're God, everyone is God." Yeah, and they are, yes, yes, correct. And people have such kind of foolishness. It's there, and ignorance. These kind of guys worship the ghosts, spirit, and hobgoblins, bhutas. Yes. Okay, of course. Here, Bhutra can refer to human beings, and Praje, Praja Isha Adin. Praja Isha means controllers of different. This is demigods. The demigods worship is usually sattvic, but attachment to the forms of demigods can be rajasic or tamasic. So these people worship spirits and hobgoblins. That can also refer to bhutas. And their goal, what is their goal? Why do they do this? It's not because they love. They love the pitra. Out of love for pitras, we'll do this. Out of love for that human being, we will. How many people go to company because they have fallen in love with their boss? Oh, my boss is so nice. Even if that person doesn't give me salary, I don't mind, but I'll still go and serve him. Is there anyone like this? No, that's not. You'll never find someone like that, right? So the whole goal behind doing all this worship is Shriya Aishwarya Prajep Savaha. So one thing is somebody wants, yes, Shriya, that means wealth, Aishwarya, different kinds of power. They want opulence. They want good progeny, they want nice children. Ipsavaha, such kind of desires. So these are all motivated. This is never unmotivated. This is haituki. On the other hand, bhakti is ahaituki. So hetu, there is always a cause. They have a material cause. Always. Can someone read translation? Someone would like to read? You have to digitally raise your hands, then I can see you. Yes, Grace Nanda Mohini, Mataji.
Hi Krishna Prabhu, Danvat Pranam. Translation: those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance worship those in the same category, such as the forefather, other living beings, and the demigods in charge of cosmic activities. For such worshippers are urged by the desire to be materially benefited with women, wealth, power, and progeny.
Yes, this is their desire. This is it. There's nothing more than that. Okay. So now the purport is little bit heavy. Heavy for the devotees who are not yet Ananya Bhaktas. Because Krishna is, and rather Prabhupada is telling. So purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. There is no need to worship demigods of whatsoever category if one is serious about going back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So we are going to discuss, this is going to be the main object of discussion. Others is something that we have already discussed in the previous purports. So that's why I'm going to spend some considerable time on this. So I would like to ask all of you, let's have a discussion. What is the challenge to give up demigod worship? Can you all kind of participate and contribute in the chat? What is the challenge? Why people don't want to give up demigod worship? We'll discuss this first. What are the challenges? Anybody? Okay, there's a reply in the chat. Okay, family expectations. Oh, our family will be disappointed to please family members. Okay, tradition. This is a family tradition. Okay, that's an addition. Addition is tradition. Okay, because it's our family tradition, we can't give it up. Then material goals. Yes, we are driven by material goals. Somehow, somewhere in the Shastra, we have heard Krishna doesn't give material goals so easily. Whereas demigods, Kankshata Karmanam Siddhim Yajanteha Devata, they are very quick in giving material goals. So, yeah, let's go to them. Quick fix, quick results without efforts. Fear of losing. Oh, fear that the demigods may, they may take away our opulence. Fear of losing opulence. If these demigods is displeased with us, they will certainly ruin us. So let's not, displease this. Just like Indra, he got displeased. He tried to destroy, of course, he couldn't do anything. He tried to destroy whole Vrindavan. But I am not so Krishna conscious. If Indra gets displeased with me, I'm gone case. I'm finished. Right? Okay. Family saying it will become a sin it may become sin. Yes. Yeah. Not complete faith in Krishna. Yeah. That is the whole reason. Jyotida gives suggestions to offer prayers as parihar. Okay. Ignorance or lack of knowledge. Yeah, that is what you're coming to the cause. I'm not asking cause, I'm asking reasons. Yeah, these are the reasons why people are um, basically not wanting to give. Though demigods will be displeased, this is one of the reasons that they have. Okay. But what is the right understanding? The right understanding that's given in the Shruti mantras is Devaha, the demigods, are Narayana Angaja. We are going to study this in great depth in the second canto. Anga means parts. Ja means to take birth, coming from the different parts of whom? Narayana. Which part of Narayana? The Virat Purush. So if you see, all demigods have their place in the Virat Purush. I'm just giving an example. Indra has a place in the hands. The Surya and Chandra, they are the eyes. All the luminary planets, they are in the chest. All the planetary systems are the different body parts. Upendra is the feet. Agni is the mouth. Varuna is the tongue. Ashwini Kumars is the nose. The directions are his ears, Dig Devatas. Yes. Yama is the back part of Lord, the rear end. Prajapatis and Brahmaji, they all come in the genitals of the Lord. So like this, every part, demigods originate from the part of Lord. So if this understanding is there, if you serve the whole, the parts will automatically pleased. The two analogies are always given. That you water the root of a tree, this is the Virakam. Yatha taror mula nishechanena tripyanti tatskanda bhujopashaka. Pranopahara chetendriyanam tataiva sarvahanam achyutejya. You water the roots, the whole tree is nourished. You feed the stomach, the whole body is nourished. Correct? feed the stomach, and the nourishment goes to the whole body. So same science. So this particular conviction is not there that Krishna is the root. Matta parataram nanyat. That means Krishna is the supreme. So this particular conviction is lacking, which makes it very difficult. Yeah, which makes it very difficult. So this conviction is very for them to give up the demigod worship. Second thing, seriousness to go back to Godhead. If somebody has understood Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, he'll be really serious about certain things. Our whole topic of discussion is having this seriousness to go back to God. So many times it may happen that one has been around for some time in this ISKCON society. One is coming to temple ritualistically. One is bowing down his head and even sometimes coming to the point of chanting, or even coming to the point of chanting 16 rounds and taking initiation. But it is not necessary that person's seriousness is awakened. That seriousness awakens. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. That seriousness to be awakened, this is actually something which is a necessary qualification for one to go back to God. Prabhupada says three things: sincerity, seriousness, and without ulterior motives. Now, I was just hearing initiation lecture of Prabhupada. So this initiation lecture of Prabhupada was talking. Oh, where is that person? He's asking. So the devotees say, I think it was Kirtananand Swami. He said that person he wants to take initiation, but he's not willing to shave up his head. Then he is not serious. He cannot get initiated. That was Prabhupada. Then he is not very serious. What is this? He's not willing to shave and come. He is not serious. So that seriousness is not. So can you imagine? So Prabhupada would, I'm not telling that everyone has to shave up the head and keep shikha. That is a sign of seriousness. But the point over here is if somebody wants to get initiated, then one has to meet that particular requirement that is needed for initiation. Otherwise, they are not serious for it. If you're serious about something, you're willing to pay the price. That's the principle. The willingness to pay the price is very important. And here, if you find what is that willingness to pay the price that we have to do if we are serious to go back to God? What do you all say? You all can give pointers. Yes? Anybody? What does it mean? Somebody is serious to go back to Godhead. You can tell both do's and don'ts. First, let's go to the do's. Somebody is very serious to go back to Godhead. What are the lakshanas? What are the symptoms according to you? This is quality. Determination is a quality. Attached to Krishna, dedicate time to ninefold process of devotional service. Surrender, preach. Okay. I can take one point, right? Because this is all like you're giving me riddles to solve. Who will give you one word, you elaborate. Okay, fine. One thing is somebody is serious to go back to Godhead, wants to please Krishna, and thus, okay, he takes up to the process. He dedicates to the preaching mission in whatever way. Okay, I want to ensure preaching mission. Why preaching mission? Because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapter, 68 and 69, these two slokas, that somebody who preaches this message or if he facilitates to it to be preached is very dear to me. Very nice. Okay, I will either support, I will give some time, I'll give my some money to support, I'll give my some contribution in terms of services. I will manage, yeah, or I would like to speak. I'm good at speaking, so I'll speak for Krishna. I'll write for Krishna. Yes, or I will mm, kind of Yeah, I will give my life for preaching. That's a seriousness. It's a serious step. Some way contributing in the preaching mission is a serious step. Chanting. Chanting, what kind of chanting? Everybody does chanting. Yeah. Chanting, the even person who comes, seriousness in chanting means, yes, I will sleep early as possible, rise early, and complete my commitment in the morning. The first thing I'll do, complete my japa. I'm not going to leave it till the end. Somebody wants to say, whenever I will chant, whenever I get time, or I will chant whenever possible. I'll chant in night. I will chant after everything else is over. That is again lack of seriousness. We are not valuing chanting enough. Yes. Guru Vani is Krishna's order. Yes, following the instructions of Guru. Yes. So for that, he has to hear the instructions of Guru. So what are we doing here every day morning? Srimad Bhagavatam. We are trying to hear the instructions of our preeminent Shiksha Guru Prabhupada. I never like to be a teacher. I like to present what Prabhupada is presented. Whatever Prabhupada is telling, we should go into our heads. So allow Prabhupada to preach. That's my sutra. Whatever Prabhupada has spoken in lecture, he has led in examples, he has written in his letters, he's instructed his disciples, and most importantly, the most important teachings of Prabhupada for which he spent his life. He boiled his blood. Burning the midnight oil, he did that, is to write this purpose. So this is something that we want to, very in the morning, we want to sit and discuss. And this will automatically fuel our chanting. Hare Krishna Mahamantra seriously. And anyone who is reading Prabhupada's books regularly and discussing like this will automatically become serious devotees because Prabhupada has written this very seriously. And serious people will read his books, and anyone who reads his books will become serious in Krishna consciousness. That's the purpose. We want to become serious devotees, not time pass. We have wasted enough, many, many years, many, many lifetimes in this material world. So Prabhupada Sutra, Prabhupada told His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. He gave him one instruction, and that's what he would speak. Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj will give the same instruction to everyone else. He'll say, see, we have given, this is his ultimate pitch. No matter what, whatever the lecture is, this is the conclusion. We have given so many lives to Maya, countless lives. We can't count how many lives we have given to Maya. Why don't we give this just one life to Krishna? Yes, this one life we'll give to Krishna. Because Maya, what is the result of giving life to Maya? We have all seen each other. We have got these material bodies. This is a big embarrassment. Yes, this is a very big embarrassment. So why don't we give one life to Krishna? Seriously. And do this bhakti seriously. And if we are doing bhakti anyways, we are chanting 16 rounds, reading Gita, coming to Bhagavatam, why don't we do it seriously? Why to do time pass? Because even Jesus Christ, he told his apostles, he said, you either be hot or you be cold. If you're lukewarm, I spit at you. Don't be lukewarm devotees. And the seriousness is there when we come for the Bhagavatam. We listen the instructions of Guru. We again take out time in the day and sit down, at least whatever time we have, sit down and listen to what Guru has spoken in the Bhagavatam class because they are the instructions. Once what happened, my spiritual master, he gave initiations to many devotees. And one of the devotees walked up to my spiritual master and he asked, Maharaj, can I have some instructions from you? And Maharaj said, yes, please come for tomorrow's Srimad Bhagavatam class. All my classes are instructions. And that's the truth. Every spiritual masters, all Bhagavatam classes, they are instructions for disciples. And serious disciples will sit and listen to those instructions. Disciple has only two duties. When he is with Guru, listen to instructions. When he is not with Guru, follow those instructions. Yeah. So this is what will make us serious devotees. Yeah, I've read all of your answers. What most of your answers, what you're written, is a result of being a serious devotee. That one will become humble, blade of grass, one will absorb in Krishna. That's a result of being. But how to become, we have to put effort here. And second effort we have to put is no matter what happens, it's very important. In foul or fair weather, you have to follow the four regulative principles. Never break the four regs. These are the four pillars of Dharma. And Prabhupada said this very clearly. Anyone who chants 16 rounds and follows four regs is empowered to preach all over the world. That is the level of empowerment one gets by simply following this simple principle. It may look simple, but to consistently follow this whole life requires a serious commitment. So this is the bottom line of serious devotee. So and we want to follow, then how to do the 16 rounds and four regs, then I should not, if I want to do these rounds seriously, I cannot wet my consciousness. You know what is wetting consciousness? You take a grass, dip it in water and take it out and try to light it. Will it catch fire? No, it will not. It will be very hard to put that grass ablaze. That's one. At the same time, if you see, there will be a lot of smoke that comes out from that, right? A lot of smoke comes out. But on the other hand, a dry grass is very easy. It will catch fire very easily. So one of the reasons why our 16 rounds becomes very cumbersome is because we are wetting our consciousness. And serious devotees will never wet their consciousness. Insta, YouTube, these all things are wetting our consciousness. Television, outside food, gossips, mundane talks, social media, what we eat, okay, outside food, and also overeating prasad. So three broad categories: the what we eat, what we talk, what we watch. These are the three ways in which we can wet our consciousness. So don't wet consciousness. Because we wet our consciousness, we will not be able to chant seriously. And the very reason we're wetting consciousness shows we are not serious devotees. We're just coming for time pass, socializing. We come here because, oh, there are good people in ISKCON. Or I will make some nice contacts. With this contacts, I can, tomorrow if I lose a job or I'm having some problem, these good people will help me. That's not the goal why we come to this society. No, that's not our goal. We're coming here to become serious practitioners of Krishna consciousness. Take chanting seriously. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.20-23, it is clearly said that those who are mad after material enjoyment approach the different demigods for temporary benefits, which are meant for men with poor fund of knowledge. Yes. Alpa medasam. Men of poor fund of knowledge means alpa medasam. They don't have proper intelligence. Just by asking a goal of a person, you really want to know the goal. That's what we do. Many times when we are orienting students, or you want to ask, not just students, even for grown-ups, you want to ask them, just ask them what's the goal of your life. And you will know what level, where they stand. What is their buddhi? Or the medasa, alpa medasa. Medasa means where Medhavi is a person who's very intelligent. Meda. Is Medhavi or alpa Medhavi? Or alpa medasa? Not very. Mayavadis are called abuddhaya because they have stupid goal. Their goal is like a child who doesn't like this world and says, Mother, please take me back in the womb. I want to stay in your womb. I don't want to come here. This world is full of problems. Get me. I want to get back to your womb. That doesn't happen. That's why they're abuddhaya. They're talking foolishly. So the entire world is mad after material enjoyment. We have to become mad. Once His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, one of the very amazing, fiery, spirited uh, I can say spiritual warrior, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He was once asked, what is the goal of life? He said the goal of life is to become a madman. And devotees were all shocked because this was sitting on the Vyasas and coming straight from the Vyasas. Goal of life is to be a madman? Yes, he said, yes, mad for Krishna, mad for Madan Mohan. So Bhaktivedanta Swami was sitting next to His Holiness Radhanath Swami. And then he told the audience that this Radhanath Swami is a madman. And Radhanath Swami took the mic and he said, it takes one to know one. Hare Krishna. Very well. So we have to become mad for Krishna. That's the goal. How do we become mad for Krishna? That should be our thinking. Prabhupada is mad for Krishna. Otherwise, will somebody at the age of 70 take risk of life, cross over the 7 seas, suffering 2 heart attacks, with just 40 rupees in his pocket, go and preach to some unknown people? Krishna consciousness, such a big risk. I'm reading a book. This book is called By His Example. And this book is all about dancing on the edge for Krishna. Not walking on the edge, dancing on the edge for Krishna, which means you take risk and we will see Krishna's reciprocation. Krishna very wonderfully reciprocates when you take risk for Krishna. So this book is all about that. Dancing on the edge for Krishna. We should never desire to increase the depth of material enjoyment. Yeah. Problem is we go deep into something. Now one devotee says, Prabhu, I have a problem of watching news. If it's okay to know what's going on in the world. But then Shravanam is all right. Don't do Kirtanam and Smaranam. Don't talk about it or keep remembering it and munching and churning on it. That is not something. So don't go deep. Material enjoyment is needed. We need good food for the body. We need sound rest. We need some basic facilities. Needs are there. But problem is when we go deep in material life, we can never go deep in spiritual life. It's either this or that. There's a very wonderful statement. Prabhupada used to often make it. Krishna consciousness and sense gratification go ill together. They go ill together. They don't go together. They go ill together. And how do we go deep in material life? Just observe where we are spending money. Where are we spending? Observe where are we spending our time. Just take a look. Okay. We have 24/7 hours a week, typical week. Especially you can separate weekday and weekend. 24 into 5 and 24 into 2. Separate it up and just see. First of all, because of very complicated material life, or so much time is already wasted in going for uh, some kind of materialistic jobs and many things. It's a need right now. We don't have the simple life of simple living, high thinking. That facility is, that particular structure is not there. But at the same time, it's very important. It's very important that we just find out. Already we are wasting so much time. So whatever time is remaining, that's all we have for Krishna. And even in that time, we are compromising on quality. And what is the use? So Bhagavatam has repeatedly told us material enjoyment should be accepted only to the point of bare necessities of life, not more and not less also. Not more or less. Minimalist. We don't have to suffer. Whatever is need, you should always ask a question before we accept something. Is it my need or is it my greed? Ask this question before you take anything. Is it really a need? Once this question is answered, then you go ahead. Is it really a need or is it my greed? Need or greed? If it's not a need, we don't take it. And the more we do this need greed analysis, we'll find that we get that mental strength to say no to sense gratification. And that same mental energy can be applied in chanting properly. The reason we are not able to focus our mind in japa is because our mental energy is completely drained in sense gratification. Then how will a mind which is soaked in sense gratification be attached to Krishna? We are like that wet grass. We're the wet grass, not the dry grass. To accept more material enjoyment means to bind oneself more and more to the misery of material existence. Yeah. Who is the one who is suffering the most? My spiritual masters once said this beautiful thing. He quoted, who's suffering in this world? He quoted about 5.22. Ehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate. What is the reason of dukkha in this world? The reason of this dukkha in this world is enjoyment. I like to give example. There was one Pratuhari, Vartuhari, King Vratuhari. So this king loved his wife, his queen. He loved him so much. He loved her so much that he gifted her a very rare necklace. He gifted it to her, and he said, "I love you so much." And after a few months, that necklace came back to him. One lady came and told the king, "I love you so much, so I'm giving this to you." He looked at that particular necklace and he said, "This belongs to my wife. I given the same thing to my wife." He asked, "Hey, tell me honestly, who gave it to you?" He said, "That man gave it to me." Call that man. "Who gave this to you?" "That lady gave to me." "Okay, that lady. Who gave this to you?" "That man gave it to me." Like this, he found out that his wife had given that necklace to some other man. So previously, the beauty of his wife, he had written 100 shlokas, Shringar Shatak. Shatak means 100. So he composed 100 verses glorifying his wife's beauty. And later on, after this incident, he got to know his wife is having an affair. He wrote Vairagya Shatak, 100 verses composing about detachment of this. It's a true story. Vartuhari, you can research in Google. Shringar Shatak, Vairagya Shatak. So yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha. Who are all people who are there in the suffering in the hospital and who try to enjoy? There was one person. There was once he offered Dandvat Pranam and he was there lying down for a long time. Devotees felt, oh, he's praying so fervently to the Lord while offering Dandvat Pranam. And after seeing him not waking up even after 2 minutes, they thought, I think he's dozed off. Let's wake him up. But he wasn't getting up. He was in a very serious position. So he had to be rushed to the hospital. And after he was rushed to the hospital, it was found that this person had eaten so much halwa, so much of halwa, sweet halwa, that is, he had filled his whole stomach. They had to cut his stomach and take out the halwa. And this has not happened once, this happened twice. So see, still people don't learn. This is this is actually the nature. Dukkha comes from enjoyment. The more one is tried to enjoy, he's going to get dukkha. On the other hand, sukha and dukkha will come in course of time. More wealth, more women, and false aristocracy are some of the demands of the materially disposed man because he has no information about the benefit derived from Vishnu worship. By Vishnu worship, one can derive benefit in this life as well as in life after death. Correct. A devotee of the Lord is the happiest species available. There's no other species who is happy. Please go around. I request you all, please go around and watch. Just look at the faces of people. No one's happy. No one's happy. It's only the devotees who are happy. You go outside and try to talk about death. People say, hey, don't talk all these inauspicious things. We don't want to hear. They don't talk about such things, but they are miserable. On the other hand, devotees talk about all these things, miseries and death and all this old age, but still they are the blissful people. They are the most blissful people here. So you, A Krishna Bhaje say Bada Chatur, whoever worships Krishna is very intelligent and is also very happy. So even in this life, you'll be happy. So once the person asked, challenged Prabhupada, You said, Swamiji, you are doing all these. You're getting up in the morning, you're having these artis, and you have this chanting, and then you have your classes, and you go out and distribute books and do all these things. You come in the night, you work so hard. And what if at the end of the life you realize there is no Krishna? Prabhupada said, well, we led a very happy life. You ask all my devotees, are you all happy? They said, we are blissful, we're happy. And then he asked a question. You guys, your whole life you've ignored God. You've only gotten into eating, mating, sleeping, defending, and thus you've struggled and pushed. And at the end of life, you figure out there is Krishna. What you will do? You are doomed, Prabhupada said. You are doomed. Well, that's the difference. So you're safe. We worship Krishna. Forgetting these principles, foolish people who are after more wealth, more wives, more children, worship various demigods. The aim of life is to end miseries of life, not to increase them. Yeah, this is the goal. And the only way to increase miseries of life is not to make this place a happy world, but to go back to God. That is a place of happiness. For material enjoyment, there is no need to approach demigods. The demigods but are servants of the Lord. As such, they are duty bound to supply necessities of life in the form of water, light, air, etc. One should work hard and worship the Supreme Lord by the fruits of one's hard labor for existence, and that should be the motto of life. One should be careful to execute occupational service with faith in God in the proper way, and that will lead one gradually on the progressive march back to Godhead. Lord Krishna, when he personally was present at Rajdham, he stopped the worship of demigod Indra, advised the residents of Raja to worship their business and have and have faith in God. Worshipping the multi okay, multi demigods for material gain is practically a perversity of religion. Yeah, it's perverted. This sort of religious activity has been condemned in the very beginning of Bhagavatam as Aita Dharma, worshipping demigods for sense gratification. There is only one religion in the world to be followed by one and all, and that is Bhagavad Dharma, or religion which teaches one to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead and no one else. Hare Krishna. We just will have this quick comment or question and we'll close. Yes, go ahead.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I'll just ask this quickly. So you mentioned that Prabhupada said sense gratification and Krishna consciousness don't go together. However, if you use your senses to serve Krishna, for example, if you're making bhoga for Krishna or you're dressing them up and your senses feel happy, that is also sense gratification, but in the service of the Lord.
Mhm.
So that's my question. So, I mean, in that case, they could be potentially integrated.
Can you just one line summarize what you said? I just broke. Voice just broke that.
Okay, so sense gratification and Krishna consciousness are not go. They don't go together.
Mhm.
However, if you serve the Lord and you gratify your senses based on that, then the two could be potentially integrated.
Yeah, that is our goal is to give Krishna's senses gratification. And when our goal is to gratify Krishna's senses, we are going to enjoy more than Krishna also.
Yes.
That is the right sense gratification. Sense gratification is required, but it's the right thing. So do it the right way. Yes, do it the right way. For example, food has to be eaten. So we have to do it the right way. There are sometimes that food is even fed from the back, but that is disease condition of life. So there is a healthy way and the right condition of life is to feed the food in the right way. Similarly, we live in the right. We'll discuss more about this some other time. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.